Hi, I'm Robert, and this is Ruger. And even though we're trail riding and camping from home at the moment, our favorite place to ride and camp has the highest concentration of grizzly bears in the lower 48. But that's not what scares me about trail riding and camping. Stick around, and we'll talk about what we should be really concerned about, and not the... Hi, my name's Robert. You may know me as the Trailmeister.
During most years, I spend the summer trail riding and horse camping, from front country glamping to pack trips deep into wilderness areas. The rest of the year, I lead trail riding and horse camping clinics across the U.S. and even internationally, where I share my knowledge of trail riding and horse camping to help you escape the arena and enjoy the great outdoors.
But before we get too much further, if you would, please click that like, share, and subscribe button. Ruger here would sure appreciate it. Wouldn't you, Bubba? Wouldn't you? This episode is brought to you by the letter I, as well as Troxel Helmets, B&W Trailer Hitches, and Scratch and All. Many thanks to everyone that makes Trailmeister possible. Last August, a guy got attacked by a bear, and for weeks and weeks afterwards, the local papers ran story after story about all the dangerous critters that were roaming the countryside. The great counterweight to the lure of the outdoors is the fear of the unknown. What if I get lost? What if the weather turns bad? What if I get eaten by a grizzly bear? So here's the hard truth. In my opinion, I think people spend entirely too much time and energy being worried and scared about the bears and the wolves and the tigers, oh my, and entirely too little time thinking about the dull and common problems of getting lost, spending a cold night on the trail, or running into bees. To make the two beekeepers that are watching this happy, I am not so much referring to bees in the genus Apis, the common honeybee, but rather bees in a general stingy, buzzy sense, such as wasps and hornets. My apologies. To confirm that theory, let's take a quick test. How many times have you been mauled by a bear, a wolf, or a cougar? Now compare that to how many times have you misplaced a piece of tack, dealt with an unruly horse or a mule, or run into bees on the trail. Yes, bees. I is for insects. So now let's get back to that test. How many times have you had trouble with an apex predator? I've been riding, camping, and packing in the Bob Marshall Wilderness of Montana for the past 10 years. And in that entire decade, I have seen one bear and one wolf. I think you're a lot more apt to pull a winning lotto ticket out of your saddlebags than to ever have trouble with a bear, cat, or wolf on the trail. Ignoring the hysteria can be hard and less than exciting. I've been known on a ride to point into the woods and tell my wife about the critters that are undoubtedly watching us as we ride along the trail and they skulk in the darkness. For some reason, Celeste doesn't consider my wickedly keen sense of observation funny. Here's a few words to the wise. Firstly, don't unduly alarm your riding partner or your wife with tales of apex critters. Secondly, prioritize your concerns. Consider these facts. The only creature that kills more people than people are bees. Over 100 people die every year from bee stings. Over 600,000 people die every year from heart disease alone. So the next time I get off and walk, it's because I am getting my cardiovascular exercise, not because I'm afraid of heights. Those are the things that I worry about. These are the things much less so. Bears. Over the past 20 years, black and grizzly bears have killed 48 people. Compared that to the over 40,000 people that died in car accidents in 2016 alone. Wolves. Since the year 1900, 4 people have been killed by those wild canids. Compare that to our best friend, the puppy dog, who kills between 30 and 40 people every year. Mountain lions and cougars. There have been 25 fatalities in the 127 years since records on that topic have been kept. Compare that to the 262 deaths from the rodent-borne hantavirus. I'm not suggesting at all that you ignore the potential threats from bears, wolves, and tigers, oh my. Just to drop them a few rungs down the worry ladder. Obviously, if you're riding and camping in bear country, take precautions. Make some noise. Bear bag your food. Don't hang out in a huckleberry thicket. But don't fixate so much on those critters that you jump every time a branch rustles. Or worse, that you don't enjoy the trip or the ride. Thanks for watching. Stick around for our next segment when we discuss the letter J.